Hi everybody, Flatswood here. Well, we've got WheresWally on the chopping block today. He's trying to prove Earth curve using rocket launch. Oh boy. Stay tuned and enjoy. Okay, so I got his video out and I just chopped all the important parts that I thought we should discuss. I want to go through together with you and let's see what a train wreck this guy has actually caused for the globe.
So Bev, playing in the background here is the Falcon Heavy launch on the 15th of January 2023, the USSF-67. This launch took place just after sunset and was recorded many times from many different locations.
Okay, yeah, so I like this because they're literally showing it from different locations at the same time, which is really awesome work, and I appreciate them doing this. Kudos to them, because I know I would get bored going to see rocket launches all the time, but everybody for their own.
Now he's put the SpaceX telemetry data in the 9th place up on the top right. So that means all the images are showing the rocket from different locations, but the times of flight and the height above the ground is exactly the same in all 7 videos.
Yeah, exactly the same in all different videos. Note how the different distances they come past the horizon at different times. Do note that's not actually for globe. We'll be explaining that in a minute or two.
So Astronomy Live, now he was real close. He was only 14 miles away. He was able to see the rocket take off. He actually tracked the rocket and boosters from launch to landing, no cuts. Wide Awake is a flat earther who was 180 kilometers or so west of the launch site. He wasn't able to see the rocket until it was airborne for about 38 seconds, and that meant it was around 3,400 meters high. But then I want to have a look at the video center left. It was taken right on Myrtle Beach, not far above the level of the ocean. Now this guy was waiting for the launch to start and for the rocket to appear above the horizon. So while we wait, the water is level, right? So ignoring waves, the average height will be the same within a few meters as far as the eye can see, yes? One big water level.
Yeah, one big water level. It's why they have it called mean sea level. It's a horizontal plane. That's how you get your reference. But yeah, 600 kilometers away. That's quite a distance, by the way.
And if you have a look, the distance from Myrtle Beach to the launch pad 39A is just under 600 kilometers. Myrtle Beach, pad 39A, very similar height above sea level. You can see the ocean just beside 39A. And anything at the horizon is the same level as the beach here, yes? So
yes, agreed. Everything is the same level. Just have to take into account that you're probably going to be ignoring that things converge due to perspective and angles get smaller in the distance. That's why you have acute angles and why you get to a possibility that it's called a limited angle, because it's too limited to see from your view. You can only see a certain amount of distance based on your elevation. That's why when you change elevation, you push out your field of view further, and therefore you widen the angle, and the angle does not come acute, it becomes more obtuse.
after the rocket launched, it takes 95 seconds from launch pad 39A at sea level to get to be above the horizon as seen from Myrtle Beach.
95 seconds. Traveling at 2,477 kilometers an hour. And it is altitude 23.1 kilometers. Let's quickly go see something. I have a calculator set up here. We're going to solve for the distance. Let's put the speed. See, I've already got it. 2477 and 95 seconds. Let's calculate it, guys. Remember, their answer was 23 seconds. 23 in altitude. 65.3655 kilometers. Okay, so 63 kilometers. What was theirs? 23.1 kilometers. So it's more than double that. So that tells you, is it actually traveling that speed, or did WheresWally just provide a debunk that the rockets don't travel at the speed as what they claim? You might want to check your maths again, WheresWally. You literally just debunked the speed as well, never mind Earth curve. But let's move on.
Bev, where's that rocket been all those 95 seconds? You see, Bev, there has to be 23 kilometres of drop from the horizon line on Myrtle Beach, extending south over the water for 600 kilometres to where the Falcon Heavy rocket was climbing into space. Somehow the launch pad is 23 kilometres below the level is horizontal line of sight over the horizon from Myrtle Beach. Now there's a measured drop.
No, sorry, there's no measured drop there. Just because you believe it to be under drop, remember what I was saying, it's literally a limit to the angle. Let's go and look at something that I created a while back. This is based on the equator to Polaris. Every 600 nautical miles it's going to drop 10 degrees. Obviously how I've plotted it in is trying to show perspective, but remember orthographic view does not take perspective, and that's why it seems to have that compression at the edges. This is you guys claiming it's Earth curve because you see optical effects, the compression, giving your curve. Now let's base this again. So, this is now the field of view maximum to someone standing under Polaris at 90 degrees. Now we're going to be moving 600 nautical miles away. He's moved 600 nautical miles. Do you see how his field of view has moved? His radius to the circumference of his max at his field of view is still the same all the way around in circumference. But remember, Polaris is still up there. So where is he seeing it now? He's seeing it at 80 degrees. So it's literally at an apparent drop of 10 degrees. Not an actual, just an apparent drop. There's the maths if you don't believe me. It's based on a flat plane. Now, what is happening? Why has this got to do with the argument with a rocket, you may ask? Very simple. As you move away with distance, the angle becomes more and more acute. So the angle follows that field of view and seems to be dropping in the distance. Now, if it's too acute to see, like let's say 600 kilometers away, it's traveling up. So it takes a certain amount of this time to get to a distance that will be able to see. Then the angle's not acute enough because it is now obtuse. So it has widened the angle, so now it is possible to see the object that you have not seen. Does it change that it's gone below the curve? No. That rocket is still going up a vertical. You get the problem here. Although it does show it's going around a arc because it actually just gets dumped into the ocean or goes out of view and then gets thrown away. The difference is you guys believe that part where you can't see it just because the angle is too limited to be able to see, which has been explained tons and tons of times why we have bottom-up obstruction, why we have things in the distance not being able to see. You literally just validated that with this video. And now you're literally taking what you think is drop and thinking it's having a slant upwards. No. On a flat earth, it's horizontal plane. It's just your angle that gets limited because it becomes more acute in the distance. So, WheresWally, you just validated with this video what we've been talking about all this time. That is the reason why your so-called physical drop is only apparent. That ocean that ramps up to the eyes because of convergence, remember it's only an apparent rise, it's not an actual. It gets further and further in the distance, shit shrinks, and because it's got a large angle, it will occult the further away the rocket.
You will see that further away the camera is, the lower to the horizon the flight path appears.
Once again, validating my point. The further away the camera is, the lower it is to the horizon. Why? Because it takes longer to get out into view because it's going into building up the field of view. If they were looking at the rocket to the observer, it would be the same. it would looking like you are going up and you're just pushing your field of view out further so you can see the person easier and easier. You will see the one that's further away last compared to the one that's closer. It's all based on a flat plane. It's perspective and angles.
And it isn't the same old Nathan line, shit shrinks either, because
No, stuff does shrink in the distance. It's really a thing.
it's not only shrinking, it's freaking dropping lower from.
No, it's not dropping lower. It's literally just explained to you that it's got an apparent altitude based on your angle. Remember, these angles you are literally observing here is based on a horizontal plane.
On Myrtle Beach and West Florida, you cannot see the landing burns at all. They are below the horizon, or below eye level. And from 750 miles, or 1,200 kilometers away, the very highest part of the plume is barely above the horizon at all.
Yeah, also making a point. The further the distance, the longer it's going to take to get into a field of view because it's got an acute angle. You do get that. The further away, the more acute. The closer, the less acute, the more obtuse. Simple stuff.
Now that's roughly 100 kilometers of hidden that draw a line from A to B. If you drew a line from A to B, would it be horizontal, he says. So, let's just...
Yeah, if you drew a line from A to B, would it be horizontal? Yeah, if your A was from the observer to B, the horizon, the apparent horizon. See how it's arcing over there because it's going out into the distance and then what? Going to drop away. Not going around to an orbit, it's to get jumped in the ocean. Yeah.
Let's assume A is here on Myrtle Beach, and B is at the launch pad 39A all the way over there on the east coast of Florida, 600 kilometers away.
Yeah, you guys do love having rulers on the screen. I have noticed this since the days of Ranty. Okay, but let's listen what he has to say.
You know that straight line from A to B will be going down into the water, Bev.
No, it's not going down into the water. It's staying over the horizontal. Remember, it's an acute angle. Still a straight. You see like this triangle that you think is a chord? That is the line you're actually seeing. This so-called hump or drop that you're going, the paradox that you have, is it a hump or is it a drop? Yeah, that's not real. It's optical because further away, the more acute the angle is, and it seems to rise relative to eye level. It's called perspective. You should try learning it someday.
A chord line after all. Or maybe you want to draw a straight line from Myrtle Beach, from A at Myrtle Beach horizontally to B, where the rocket is appearing just above the horizon. That means A is going from 0 ASL here on Myrtle Beach to B, and B is 23,000 meters ASL. So this line here is sloping up.
So in other words, you're literally understanding it's converging. Thanks for once again proving that the horizon does rise relative to eye level. Keyword here, relative, not actual. Just in case anyone wants to strawman that. Relative.
Bev, do you see that the level horizontal line is sloping up to 23 kilometers, 600 kilometers away? Well, it predicts and matches reality very nicely. Case in point with the 750-mile video, 1,200 kilometers away. How much hidden does Walter Bislin's Advanced Earth Curve Calculator say?
Walter Bislin's Advanced Earth Curve Calculator. Yeah, he says it's hidden. Why? Because they take perspective and they hijack it to call it Earth Curve, just like you've just validated for us in this whole video. Thank you, Wally.
93.8 kilometers of hidden. And we first see the rocket at 112 kilometers above the horizon.
Ouch. So, making our point, the further away, the more acute the angle, and because the horizon rises relative to eye level because of convergence, it seems to look like it's sloping up, and therefore not Earth curve. Congratulations, you do know your globe requires it to drop, not go up. Yeah, opposite of what you're claiming, mate.
That's not too bad of a match, is it?
Not
It's
at
actually
all.
above the horizon, and you see it. What
Yeah.
we've done here is, at Myrtle Beach, is basically an auto level. And the Falcon Heavy Flight Path is a measuring rod that's 100 kilometres long. And as we're sighting along, we see 23 kilometres on the rod.
Yeah, and therefore you have just again conceded a horizontal plane. Thank you very much, Wally. And guys, I hope you enjoyed it. It was a quick, simple one just to show WheresWally literally validated a flat earth and threw away his globe. Till next time, God bless.